Hello and welcome to Washington Exec's video series. I'm Amanda Ziadeh with Washington Exec, and joining me today is Jennifer Felix, President and CEO of ASRC Federal, and Debbi Jarvis, Senior Vice President, Corporate Relations at Howard University. Thank you both so much for joining me today.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, very excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
Of course. So the finalists for the 21st Annual March of Dimes Heroines of Washington Awards were announced earlier this month. And the gala we know is being held on November 16th. So before we jump into the finalists and the mission of the gala, Jennifer, I wanted to ask if you can help us first understand what the Heroines of Washington Awards are and what the missions of the March of Dimes is.
Thank you very much, Amanda, for the question. So the Heroines of Washington is an annual event benefiting the March of Dimes and recognizing and celebrating women in the DC metro area for their outstanding commitment to community through volunteerism. It's really a unique event because not only do we recognize the volunteer spirit of these incredible women, but the event also provides a spotlight on the organizations that they are so passionate about, while recognizing the companies who are encouraging them through their sponsorship of the event. All of this is while raising funds to support the important mission of the March of Dimes. And the March of Dimes, as you may know, goes back quite a ways. It was originally funded and focused on public health through vaccine development with the polio vaccine. And since that time, the health of our community has continued to be the very core of the March of Dimes mission. The March of Dimes leads the fight for the health of all moms and babies. They are taking concrete, common sense steps to improve birth outcomes to ensure that all children have the healthiest possible start in life. And from advocacy to education to research, they are working to expand solutions we know will make a difference.
So what inspired ASRC Federal to then support the March of Dimes?
Well, Amanda, the U.S. is among the most dangerous of developed nations for childbirth. A lot of people don't realize that. Over 700 women die each year from pregnancy-related causes. And Black, American Indian, and Alaska Native women are 2 to 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes. They're also more likely to deliver preterm, which can have significant long-term impacts for women. And through research, advocacy, and other programs, the March of Dimes is committed to closing the health equity gap, making sure every mom and baby is healthy regardless of race or geography. And I'm proud that ASRC Federal is stepping up to support this important mission. We are Alaska Native owned, and our company is very focused on helping the March of Dimes to achieve this important mission.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. We also wanted to ask if you can tell us a bit about the group of finalists and their successes, especially during a year with tremendous challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Sure. Yeah, well, there are 24 finalists this year, representing a wide range of volunteer experiences. COVID made many volunteer activities challenging, but these women went to work supporting the needs in their communities. They held virtual fundraising events, they packed meals, provided diapers, PPE, clothing, books, and other necessities to families, schools, and organizations in need. The need didn't stop for the community with the pandemic. And one finalist, a pediatrician, personally purchased an RV so she could travel to families' houses, homes, to administer medical treatments. The list goes on, and clearly public service is written in their DNA. So it's a great group of finalists this year.
Wonderful. Well, Debbi, we understand that you are a finalist. Congratulations. Would you mind sharing with us a bit about your story?
So my story is comprised of many years. I've been in the DMV for about 27 years. I came to the DMV as a news anchor and reporter with NBC4 Washington, and there began the beginning of my community service, my community commitment. And as a reporter, it was really focusing in on helping to give a voice to the voiceless in the community, as well as serving as MC for whatever nonprofit organization would ask me to support their efforts. And so I did. And that really began my deep understanding of the nonprofit sector here in the district, Maryland and Virginia. And it's just grown and blossomed to me serving on the boards of more than a dozen different nonprofit organizations in the chair role, or just as a volunteer itself. I focus in on women and children initiatives because I'm a firm believer that with women, if you save or help one woman, you're actually breaking the poverty cycle twice, because more than likely she has children that come along with her. So my commitments are vast, varied, but a lot of them really focus in on children and education and women, because I believe that knowledge is power, and that's also a way to make a difference in people's lives.
Awesome. Well, as a woman, thank you for the work that you've done throughout your career. I also want to ask what it means to you to be a finalist of the March of Dimes Heroines of Washington Awards.
It's pretty exciting, because when you volunteer, when you want to give of yourself, and again, I also believe that to whom much is given, much is required. Mm-hmm. You're not thinking about, oh, I'm going to get this reward, I'm going to get acknowledged for it. But then when, just even being a finalist, I'm like, wow, thank you. That's so special. And it's humbling, because, to be in the group with so many other wonderful women, I am so honored. Like, I had not heard the story about the pediatrician who bought the van so that she could go out and help others in need. And it's like, wow, that is so inspirational. So again, to be within this group of phenomenal women who are just really from the heart doing so many good things in the community, I am so just deeply and incredibly honored.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. It is also so nice to hear of good after these past 18, 19, 20 months. It's just so refreshing to learn about the good that people are doing and the ways in which everyone's helping each other. So my last question for you both is just what are you both looking most forward to with the awards, especially as they are in person this year, which should be very exciting.
So I'll start. I'll just say that, again, to be in the company of such phenomenal women who are just doing so much for their community, in their community, and who just give of themselves time and time and time again. I, again, am just so incredibly honored to be in their presence. I consider myself a servant leader. I lead to serve. I serve to lead. And I love hearing the stories about how others do that as well.
And I would say very much the same. As you mentioned, Amanda, the event is November 16th, actually in person. We weren't able to do that last year, of course. It's the Ritz at Tysons Corner. And really, I've gone to a lot of events over the years, and I have to say this is, to me, one of the most exciting, fun events that I've been to, and the energy in the room is always tremendous. Similar to what you just heard from Debbi, I mean, a lot of the women that we're recognizing aren't doing this because they expect to be recognized, which is also very exciting, because to be able to be part of that, for me, is inspiring, and listening to their stories is very inspiring. So I'm just really excited to get back, and we'll laugh, we'll cry. I mean, it's always a bit of an emotional event, to be honest with you, when you hear about the incredible things they're doing. So I'm really excited.
So what are some ways people can get involved in the March of Dimes if they're interested?
So, well, I would say first, Amanda, come to the event. This is a great event. I know we'll publish the website, if we can publish the website for folks, and feel free to go online. It would be great, to sponsor the event, buy a ticket, bring your family. But it really is a great event. And then there are also many other ways to get involved. If you go to the website, as Debbie was talking. Yeah, go ahead, Debbie.
No, I was just going to say, I can't tell you how many years I have participated in the March for Babies.
Yeah.
The walk, it usually happens like in April, beginning of May. Get your family, friends together and come out and walk. It's a fun event, but you're doing it for such a good cause and helping so many people, so many moms and babies in need. It's just an awesome feeling to be around so many people doing the same thing and walking, and a beautiful day. It's really exciting.
Perfect. And we'll make sure to include that link below so those who are interested can follow there. Well, thank you both so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I hope you enjoyed the events, and we look forward to catching up afterwards.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Amanda.
Yep. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Amanda.
Of course.